Hi, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the month of September. And thank you for visiting my channel here at the Herb Lady, where we talk about all things herbs, spirituality, tarot, astrology, astronomy. We do it all. You name it, we do it. So look, you guys, I had to take a little bit of a hiatus for the month of September after the Pisces full moon. It was a bit of a rough moon for me, and I don't mean rough in a bad sense. It just was a moon that forced me to slow down and really introspect and think about my approach to the way that I'm doing things. And with that, I was kind of like able to come to a place where it's like, I'm still gonna do the herb of the month, which I have been doing on the videos for Virgo all the way through Aquarius. So if you guys really want to like hear about the herb of the month, which this month is frankincense and myrrh, please check out one of my one of those videos, and it will have like an introduction on the herb. I'm going to get around to doing like a separate video for the month of September, but basically going from this point forward, I will have a separate video for the herb of the month, and for your general readings, we'll just go ahead and hop into them, okay? So I hope that all of my wonderful Aries out there are doing so awesome with your fiery asses. I absolutely just I have nothing but admiration for Aries. You guys are like the seriously super duper cardinal of the cardinals out there with all of that fiery energy. You guys are true cardinals. So Aries, I already prayed and shuffled over the cards. The cards are pre-shuffled. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into your reading. The first card that I'm gonna pull is the universe from my deck. The universe has your back. We're gonna pull an inspiring message for Aries because we all could use a little bit of inspiration right now, especially in these tumultuous times. There's so much unsurety of where we're going and what's gonna happen with us. But one thing we can always take strength and hope from is messages of encouragement and inspiration. So let's go ahead and pull a card, and we're going to hop right into your reading. All right. One card for Aries. One card for Aries. One card for Aries. One card for Aries. For some reason, sometimes it'll just be taking me like forever to get that one card out, and then other times it just pops right out. So, alright. So for Aries, we got a card that says, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. So this is a beautiful picture. It has kind of like the moon in the background, moon kind of full moon in the background. The clouds kind of are a little bit over the moon. So from what I'm getting is, Aries, you guys could be having a little bit of clouded energy right now. You guys could be kind of trying to like sift around in muddy waters within yourself. So it sounds like, one, there's some cleansing that's required right now, and also there's a level of focus that's required right now. So you guys need to do purposeful, intentional work right now on yourselves. Literally at this point, I would say cleanse with intention to be able to make contact with your inner selves and your inner light. Usually I would say meditation is always great, but you know, it's like, I'd say meditation in conjunction with your cleansing, because I'm kind of getting the energy that it's time for cleansing, Aries. It's time to take a spiritual bath. It's time to take some time out by the water and actually submerge yourself into a natural source of water. Fully submerge yourself. Let that water just flow over you and cleanse out your energy. And that will help you to clear out the cloudiness, to kind of clear out the and you know, when your thoughts are kind of cloudy, you can't quite fully focus on them. You can't fully focus on what it is that you're doing or just why. So, Aries, you guys are definitely being called to cleanse and to so that you guys can tap into your inner light. You can definitely spot that light source, because you may be at the point where you can spot it, but you can't quite see it clearly. And when you can spot it, then you can really tap into the energy of love, the energy of agape, unconditional love. So I think that that's pretty awesome. You know, just take that time to focus on yourself, to do some deeper cleansing, and so that you may let in your inner light and you may let the energy of love flow within you, Aries. So we're gonna pull 2 cards from my Soulful Woman deck. It's the Oracle deck, and like I say in all my other readings, just because I'm pulling from a deck that's titled Soulful Woman does not mean it does not apply to men or non-binary or anybody else that identifies any other way in between the spectrum. The beautiful part about us being human is that we possess both masculine and feminine energy. So while the issues in this card may seem to identify as she or her or woman, it applies to all of us, because masculine and feminine is both needed to create life, and we wouldn't be here without both energies. So we're gonna pull 2 cards from this deck. Two cards for Aries. Okay. All right. So the first card that popped out is Sanctuary. In my inner sanctuary, I connect to peace, inner quietude, and comfort. So right now, what I could be getting is that you guys taking that time out for yourself, just simply retreating into your own space, whatever is a sacred space for you, because honestly, like, for some people, their sanctuary is their bedroom, their sanctuary is their office, their sanctuary is their home. And other people, their sanctuary, they don't have the luxury of having sanctuary at home, so sanctuary is somewhere in nature. It could be somewhere outside of the home. Retreat to your inner sanctuary, and sometimes literally, like, sanctuary is just what you create within you. And truly, some of the most powerful people I have ever met have been people who have been able to create their own sanctuary no matter where they are. Like, and not just in the physical place of creating sanctuary, because you can have a little corner of a space and that's your sanctuary, but creating inner sanctuary, that true sanctuary from within, where you can retreat within yourself no matter where you are, or no matter what's going on around you, that is true power. For that is truly powerful, and that is like the truest version of inner peace that you could give to yourself, Aries. So what is being called for definitely is sanctuary right now, and what I'm seeing is like a lot of third eye energy. You guys are in a place where your third eye is starting to awaken, and for some of you guys, this may be definitely a new process for you, a first time process for you. So you definitely do need your own space in order to explore that third eye awakening, and in order to really honestly truly appreciate the process of your third eye waking up without the outside influence, and also so that you can maintain the peace and the comfort that's needed, because you don't want to awaken your third eye in a situation out of chaos. You don't want an awakening from a place of chaos. A lot of the time, third eye awakening happens, it can happen after chaos, after you've gone through the chaos and you finally have a moment to sit in peace and reflect, and the third eye sometimes will just flutter wide the fuck open. But what it's asking is that take a moment to form sanctuary. Like, create sanctuary for yourself. If you don't have sanctuary, if you don't have the resources or the environment around you to create sanctuary, go within, like it says, we're getting a lot of inner. So it's definitely being asked for you, Aries, to go within yourself, go within and create sanctuary inside of you, because you've gone through too much and now your whole soul is demanding sanctuary. Like your whole soul is demanding safety, your whole soul is demanding peace. Like you that's being demanded of you right now. So it's definitely asking you to go within and create sanctuary, so that way you can connect to your inner light. Like, now your second card is I embrace my body. I honor and embrace all of my body. I am receptive to her specific needs. So Aries, I could tell you right now that I'm picking up the fact that, one, there's a struggle with heart chakra here, there's a struggle with sacral chakra here, and then the third eye is struggling to become open, because as we know with Aries, you guys are go, go, go on the move. I gotta create something. I gotta make the next thing happen. It needs to, I'm passionate. I gotta pursue my passions. And this is asking you slow down for a second. Slow down and definitely enjoy your environment. Observe your environment. Observe yourself and go within yourself. Like, go within yourself to look for that light, because even though that light could be so big and bright and burning, at the same time, like, the light that's burning, all the fire, like literally the smoke from the fire could be suffocating your light. So you guys want to go within and definitely take a look and see what's going on with that process, because it's definitely being called for right now. And as in terms of embracing your body, what I'm getting is that there also could be some body image issues where it's hard for you guys to look in the mirror. But right now it's really being asked of you guys to look in the mirror. You really have to take a look in the mirror right now. Spirit is calling for you to do that. It's calling for you to take a look, not only so you can embrace yourself on a physical level, but also so that you can embrace yourself spiritually, Aries, because with you refusing to see your body and the magnificence of it, with you refusing to acknowledge your physical form, you're putting yourself in a space where you can't even begin to look upon your spiritual form. How can you see the beautiful inner light of yourself if you won't even address the light that is carried on your physical self? So, I hope you guys catch my drift on that. Is definitely saying go within. Like, I see a lot of inner is literally stressed like 4 times in your reading. So this is definitely an internal process that's being asked to occur, Aries. So I definitely would take heed to that. Like I said, spiritual bath, I feel like spiritual bath is being stressed so badly. And for those of you guys who don't know what the hell a spiritual bath is, like, either go into your shower and let cool flowing water run over you, or cold water run over you. Feel that cold water run from the crown of your head all the way down your face, all the way down your back, cover every area of your body, so that cold water takes over and cools off all the heat and all of the toxic energy that's been burning off of you. Let that cool water flow and just cleanse all of that shit off of you. Imagine that your spirit and your being is being cleansed, because it actually is, but you have to sync your mind to the process. And if you want to take it a step further, I recommend going to a naturally flowing source of water, a river, a ocean, a lake, stepping into it, thanking the water spirits there, if that's what you believe, thanking this. But if that's not what you believe, thanking this river, thanking this lake, thanking the ocean for taking you in and cleansing that energy off of you. Because remember, the lake, ocean, or river has to take your energy and dispose of it, as it sees fit. So you must thank nature for doing that for you. So always keep the attitude of gratitude whenever you're dealing with nature, because nature provides all. So we're going to pull 6 cards from my Mythic Tarot deck. This is an awesome deck for anybody that's trying to get into tarot reading, I'd highly recommend it for beginner readers, especially if you're the type of person who learns a lot from stories, who learns a lot from historical context. Mythic Tarot is awesome. So I'm going to pull 6 cards from this deck for Aries for the month of September. I need 6 cards for Aries for the month of September. 6 cards for Aries for the month of September. Okay. You guys are definitely like in a state of releasing every single card in you guys' reading came out reversed. So that tells me that you guys are either experiencing a very stuck energy right now, where once again that cleansing comes into place to help, or you guys are kind of like in a place where you're upside down and things just don't appear as they really should for you. So we're going to take a closer look on that and see what that's about. So the first card that came out here is the Fool. And it came out as the Fool in reverse. So what I'm seeing is that you guys are on a new journey. You're in a place where it's time to get on the magic school bus. And you guys are like, you've basically completed your old cycle with the World card. All of that has ended. It's over. And it's time for you to start new. And you're kind of in a place where you're just like, I'm having a hard fucking time embracing the fact that my old cycle is done. And I can't, I feel like I wasn't fully fulfilled, but it wasn't really about fulfillment. It was about learning the lesson. And with you learning the lesson, you're literally being called to this new cycle that is actually about fulfillment. But now, because you guys didn't receive fulfillment from the old cycle, you guys are hesitant about stepping into the new cycle that actually is the cycle of fulfillment. So you guys are just like kind of here like, I would prefer to fall the fuck back into this cave. Fuck this, because I don't want to fail again. And it's not, this cycle is saying, look, you're not going to fail. Like you got to come up out of the mental conflict with yourself where you're thinking that you're going to fail, because 5 of Swords speaks to mental conflict. Like you're in conflict with yourself mentally. Like usually, like as you can see, this boy, he's sitting here on the ground. His spirit guide is looking at him with 5 swords up, saying, why are you sitting here so deep in your head, setting yourself up for failure when that's not the case here? That's not what's gonna happen. Like, I need for you to come up out of your head so you can make some shit happen. And once you come up out of your head, you can unburden yourself, because as you can see, the 10 of Wands is in the reverse. And when it goes in the reverse, it speaks to the burdens falling off of our back. We're finally in a place where we can like stop, pause, and reflect, and stop trying to carry it all on our own. Stop trying to carry everything all on our back and be so focused on the goal of winning that we neglect our bodies, we neglect ourselves physically, spiritually, and mentally, and emotionally, because all we see is the goal of winning. And it's not, what Spirit is asking of you is to get out of that mindset. Like, stop being so beat up, stop beating yourself up so badly about past failure that you don't take a leap of faith and try to start again and go into a cycle that is actually one of success, because you've learned the lessons from your past failures. So, it's literally because of the fact that you guys are like, you're beating yourselves up. Like, I see that you guys are like beating yourselves up, and then like it's hard for you guys to plant seeds. Like 7 of Pentacles is all about planting seeds for the future. Like, you guys are in a state where you're refusing to like move forward right now, because you're like mentally the process is like I'm conflicted whether I should. I'm insecure about doing so, and I'm in denial that there's actually a chance that I could be successful. So you guys are denying yourself, and then thus what you mentally denying yourself, you're denying your intuition because the high priestess comes out in reverse. The high priestess here, your intuition literally is like, okay, I'm suffering as a result because I keep speaking so badly to myself. You're not going within yourself. You are criticizing yourself, Aries. And you know, you guys are so full of passion, and you guys literally are the movers and shakers of the zodiac. When you guys want something, that shit happens and you manifest it and you make it work. And I know how it goes when you honestly run into like such epic failure and you're just like, what the fuck? I gave everything. How the fuck did I fail? And when not realizing that that failure happened to teach you a lesson, that that failure happened to make you stronger, that that failure basically was like, look, you failed, and you failed in an epic way so that you can make an epic comeback, and the success that comes to you this time will be so overwhelmingly epic. Like nobody will be able to hold you back from the success because you have all of the wisdom of your past failures to guide you along the way to winning. So, with every failure, we learn. With every failure, it's a learning process. And literally, people who ended up becoming the most successful people ever, like their roads was paved with failures, but they also focused internally on themselves. They retreated when they needed to. They created sanctuary for themselves when they had to. They embraced themselves. They stood up every day and looked themselves in the mirror and literally said, you got this, you can do this. You failed a few times, but that's okay because you're still here and you're still standing. That's the positive self-talk that they gave to themselves. They embraced themselves regardless of the failures. And most of those people were the people who came back like big time success, big time accomplishments, just big time. So Aries, you guys gotta keep the faith, keep the energy up. Don't beat yourselves up mentally because you guys got this. Like you guys definitely have this because what I see is that the cycle of failure has closed. You guys are the ones who are dragging it out. It's already closed. The cycle spiritually literally has just been like, we're no longer in the state of failure. Failure is no longer the option here. We're not failing anymore. We're putting you on the path to success, but because you guys are so, and it could, granted, very explicitly be trauma. Like you guys are traumatized from failing, and I know how that feels to be traumatized from failure to the point where it's just like you're there on the ground and you're just like, fuck this. Like everything I've done major shit, and it's just gone to shit. And it's just like literally the skies, the heavens, everything. Mars is in Aries right now in a retrograde. So it's like you're being forced to slow down and reevaluate. Instead of reacting, you're now literally observing. You're now literally taking the time out to just reflect. So take that time, Aries, and reflect on what it is and how you're holding yourself back, because that's what I see. You guys are holding yourselves back strictly mentally. Like, it's so easy. Like, at this point, it's so easy, but it's still so hard because it's hard to admit that you're the ones holding yourselves back because literally the failure has happened already. That whole traumatic process that has made you feel like a failure has already happened. It's in the past. At this point, what's holding you back is you. So, you know, that's a hard pill to swallow, Aries, but it's okay because as soon as you guys take that time to go within yourselves, as the oracle says, like, you know, focus on your inner light, do a spiritual bath, like, do a 9-day spiritual bath, cleanse yourself for 9 days, look up 9-day spiritual baths, look up spiritual baths, research that so you guys can literally cleanse that energy up off of you. Like, because what I'm getting is the feeling that it's definitely needed. It's time for a cleanse. Things have gotten a little smoky. There's some soot. So now we gotta, you know, open the windows and clean off the soot, dust up the place, straighten it up. It's time to do that on the inside, Aries. And that's perfectly fine because everybody needs that. Everybody needs that. So, so what we're going to do next is we're going to pull a card from my Urban Intellectuals deck. This is not a tarot deck. It's actually a Black History card deck that's sold by urbanintellectuals.com. It's an awesome deck. This is volume 2, the deck on Black influential women throughout world history. You guys can find this at urbanintellectuals.com. I believe I paid like 20 some odd dollars for the deck, but they usually run specials and sales. All right. So we need one card for Aries, the energy that Aries needs to embody for the month of September. One card for Aries, the energy that Aries needs to embody for the month of September. Okay. One card for Aries, one card for Aries. Okay. All right, so you guys got Harriet Tubman. And everybody knows Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman was a slave. Like, she was born into slavery, literally died with a whole legacy behind her, having freed I can't even tell you like the numbers. I'm sure the flashcard will, but she has a whole legacy. This woman is a legend. Everybody knows Harriet Tubman. Everybody knows the name Harriet Tubman. When that name is spoken, everybody already knows. They already know the kind of energy the name is coming with. They already know that this woman is and was a legend, and this is the energy you guys need to embrace. Even if it's feeding you guys the message, feeding yourself the message that I will be legendary, that I was born to be legendary, and that my next idea is gonna be legendary. This shit is gonna slap. So, let's read about Harriet Tubman. She was an escaped slave, abolitionist, and armed spy during the Civil War. This woman was brave as hell. Like, literally, she was a person who was in the place where literally it was like, my fears can't go where I'm headed. My fears are not allowed to travel with me. And that's something that even personally for myself, I'm working on and I'm embracing, because it's the attitude of gratitude, being grateful for the fucking breath in my lungs, being grateful for all the resources that I have, being grateful for the fact that bills is paid, everything is taken care of, and I'm allowed to work on my dreams. So, but for Harriet Tubman, she, like I said, born into slavery, she decided, hell no, fuck this shit, I'm escaping slavery, this ain't what we doing today, fuck that noise. So she was an abolitionist, which means she helped other people escape slavery, and she was an armed spy during the Civil War. She escaped from slavery and began freeing her family members through a connected network of safe houses called the Underground Railroad. She led approximately 300 slaves to freedom in the North during her lifetime, earning her the nickname Moses. Now, for any of you guys that are religious, I'm pretty sure you guys know about the Exodus of Moses. The whole book in the Bible was called Exodus, literally lamenting on the journey of Moses, leading the Jews on an exodus out of Egypt into the Promised Land, and all of the disparities that they had went through. So, it's like, what could be happening right now, Aries, is that you guys could literally be in a place where you guys are literally going through tremendous change, and it's being called for you to move around. You got to move some shit around. You may have to take an exodus, you may have to take a trip, or you may be in a position where you can lead other people up out of one way of thinking into another, but you can't do that until you stop fighting with yourself mentally. She served as a soldier, American spy, cook, and nurse in the Union Army during the Civil War. She continued to work in support of women's equal rights and the right for a woman to vote into her death in 1913. She was a protector of her people and a protector of women. John Brown shared his plans to raid Harper's Ferry with her. Wow. She was buried with military honors in Fort Hill Cemetery in New York. So this woman literally started off life as a slave in seemingly the most hopeless position in life, and ended up being buried with military honors in a country that at the time did not even like acknowledge black people and their contribution to American society and culture. In 1913, granted, most of black people were freed from, all of us were freed from slavery at that point, but even still, equal rights, civil rights, none of those were granted to us. And here she was, a woman, a black woman of all things, literally defying all the normatives that were placed on black women at the time and being buried with military honors. So she started off in what seemed to be a hopeless place, ended off as being a legend, literally. So you guys really like focus and take on that energy of Harriet Tubman. Do a little bit of research on Harriet Tubman, on her life, on her influence, and what she did for black history, what she did for her fellow freedmen, and even like research some of the stories of her trying to free her going through trying to free people who were not fully willing to be free. Think about that. So, you guys, this was your reading for the month of September. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Love, peace, and blessings to you, Aries. Remember, you guys got this. Take a minute, do that spiritual bath. Go to the ocean, go to the lake, go to the river, go to a naturally flowing source of water. Do it now while you can before the weather gets too cold and then you can't, and you kind of got to stick to, you know, what most of us up north got to do, do it in the home, in the shower. So you guys take care. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I love you guys. Bye-bye.